In the quiet, dusty lanes of a small city lived a man named Arman. He was a simple man with a simple job. He worked as a junior accountant in a small company. His world was not made of large numbers or grand ambitions. Instead, his world was filled with the gentle love he had for his family. He loved his wife Maya with a quiet and steady heart. He loved their young son Rayyan with all the warmth a father could give. Arman's happiness was found in the small things. It was in the taste of the morning tea Maya made, or the sound of Rayyan's laughter as they played in their small garden. He was a kind man, always ready with a smile for his neighbors and a helping hand for anyone in need. Arman found joy in his routine. Every morning he would wake up early, say a small prayer, and get ready for work. His office was not far, just a short walk past the bustling market and the old banyan tree. At work, he was diligent and honest, carefully managing the accounts. He did not dream of becoming a rich man overnight. His dreams were modest and filled with love. He dreamt of saving enough money to buy Rayyan a new bicycle for his birthday. He dreamt of taking Maya on a holiday to the hills, a place she had always wanted to see. These simple dreams were the fuel that kept him going day after day, with a hopeful heart. His greatest treasure was the time he spent with his son. After a long day at the office, all his tiredness would vanish when he saw Rayyan running to the door to greet him. They would sit together in the evening, and Arman would tell him stories. Stories of brave kings, magical forests, and wise animals. Rayyan would listen with wide eyes, his small hand holding his father's finger tightly. He believed his father was the strongest and wisest man in the world. "Baba," Rayyan would often say one day, "you will be a big man, a very important man." Arman would just smile and hug his son, his heart full of love and contentment. Life for Arman was like a calm, flowing river. He did not ask for much, and he was grateful for everything he had. The small house, the steady job, the love of his family, these were his riches. He believed in hard work and honesty. He believed that if you were good to the world would be good to you in its own time. He was a happy man, living his simple life in his simple town, unaware of the storms that were gathering just beyond the horizon in the heart of his own home. He was a man content in his small, peaceful world, a world he had built with love and care. While Arman found peace in their simple life, Maya saw only its limitations. She looked at their small house and saw walls that were closing in on her. She looked at their modest belongings and felt a deep sense of dissatisfaction. She had dreams that were bigger than their small town. She yearned for a life of luxury, a life filled with expensive clothes, fancy cars, and grand parties. The quiet love Arman offered was not enough to fill the emptiness she felt inside. She started to believe that she deserved more than this simple existence, more than a life with a junior accountant who found joy in small, ordinary things. Her heart grew restless and her eyes started looking for a different path. It was during this time that she met Rafiq. He was a wealthy businessman, a man who owned several large shops in the city. He was everything Arman was not. He was loud, confident, and showered her with expensive gifts. He promised her a world of excitement and glamour, a world she had only seen in magazines. Maya was drawn to his wealth and the lifestyle he represented. Soon, their secret meetings became a regular affair. She would lie to Arman, telling him she was visiting a friend, while she was actually spending time with Rafiq. The guilt was a small price to pay for the thrill of this new, hidden life she was leading. Arman, in his innocence, noticed nothing. He was so wrapped up in his work and his love for Rayyan that he did not see the growing distance in Maya's eyes. He believed her stories without a second thought. When she came home late, he would worry about her safety. When she seemed distracted, he would ask if she was feeling unwell. He would try to cheer her up by talking about their future, about the small improvements he planned for their home. He was a man blinded by trust and love, completely unaware of the betrayal that was unfolding right under his roof. He continued to be the loving husband, the doting father, living in a world that was slowly starting to crumble without his knowledge. Meanwhile, young Rayyan held on to his unwavering faith in his father. He was a bright child and could sometimes feel the coldness that had crept between his parents, but he pushed those feelings aside. For him, his father was a hero. He would watch Arman work on his ledgers at night and see a great man in the making. "My Baba is the smartest," he would tell his friends. "He will be the boss one day." This innocent belief was a source of immense strength for Arman. He worked harder, not just for himself, but to live up to the image his son had of him. He wanted to make Rayyan proud, to show him that an honest life, even a simple one, was a life of dignity. One afternoon, while working late at the office, Arman stumbled upon something strange. He was going through some old files when he found a set of account books that were hidden away. Curiosity led him to open them, and what he saw made his blood run cold. The numbers did not add up. There were records of transactions that seemed fake. Large sums of money moved to secret accounts. It became clear that his boss, a man who always acted so respectable, was involved in illegal business. He was cheating the company and the government. Arman felt a knot of fear in his stomach. He knew that this discovery was dangerous and could put him in great trouble. For days, Arman was torn. He could ignore what he had found, pretend he had never seen the secret books, and continue with his simple, safe life. It was the easy path. But his conscience would not let him rest. He thought of his son, Rayyan, and the lessons he always taught him about truth and honesty. How could he teach his son to be brave if he was a coward himself? He knew he had to do the right thing, no matter the cost. With a pounding heart but a clear mind, he gathered all the evidence. He made copies of the fake ledgers and prepared a detailed report. His hands trembled as he did it, but his resolve was firm. With the proof in his hands, Arman went to the authorities. He bravely reported everything he had discovered about his boss's criminal activities. The investigation was swift. The police raided the office, and his boss was arrested. The news spread through the small city like wildfire. Arman was hailed as a hero by his colleagues, but he also faced threats from his boss's powerful friends. For a while, life was difficult and uncertain. But Arman stood tall, protected by the truth he had chosen to uphold. The owners of the company, who lived in a bigger city, heard about his courage and honesty. They were impressed by his integrity. They knew the company needed a leader who could be trusted, someone who valued honesty above all else. They made a surprising decision. They called Arman and offered him the position of CEO. Arman was stunned. He had never imagined such a thing. From a junior accountant, he was suddenly the head of the entire company. With the new position came a large salary and a beautiful new house. He was now a wealthy man, but the wealth did not change him. He remained the same humble, kind man he had always been. He treated his employees with respect and ran the company with the same honesty that had brought him there. As Arman's life changed for the better, Maya's took a turn for the worse. Her relationship with Rafiq did not last. Once the excitement faded, Rafiq grew tired of her and left her for someone else. Maya found herself alone, with no money and no one to turn to. The life of luxury she had chased had turned out to be a hollow dream. She had separated from Arman long ago, thinking she was moving on to a better life. Now, facing hardship, she had to find a job to support herself. She applied for a position at a well-known company in the city, the very same one where Arman used to work. She had no idea who the new CEO was. On the day of her interview, Maya walked into the large, impressive CEO's office. She looked up and saw Arman sitting behind the big desk. Her world stopped for a moment. She could not believe her eyes. The simple man she had left behind was now a powerful and successful CEO. She was filled with a mix of shock, shame, and regret. Arman looked at her, his expression calm and composed. There was no anger in his eyes, only a quiet distance. He treated her with professional respect, like any other job applicant. He listened to her quietly, then hired her for a regular position in the company based on her qualifications. He was polite, but the warmth and love he once had for her were gone forever. Arman's greatest joy remained his son, Rayyan. They now lived in a big, comfortable house, but Arman made sure that wealth did not spoil his son. He spent even more time with him, teaching him the values that truly mattered. One evening, as they sat in their beautiful new garden, Rayyan looked at his father and said, "Baba, you are a big man now, just like I said." Arman smiled and pulled his son close. He knew this was the perfect moment to share the most important lesson of all, a lesson that had guided his own journey from a small desk to this big chair. "Rayyan," he said softly, his voice full of love and wisdom, "being a big man is not about having a big house or a lot of money. True success comes from being honest, even when it is hard. It comes from being patient and believing in yourself. It is about holding on to the truth no matter what. Remember this always, my son. Honesty and patience are your greatest treasures. They are the things that make you truly rich, not just in the eyes of the world, but in your own heart." Rayyan listened to his father's words, understanding that the real journey was not about becoming a CEO, but about becoming a good man.